CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Naja Sherman, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Let's take a look at today's top stories. Off the top, a death investigation on Miami Beach. Police say a body was found near Park Avenue. CBS News Miami's Peter Dinch has the report.
We are in Miami Beach, where police are looking into a murder mystery. A source tells us that a woman was found in front of the Miami Ballet Center and was beaten to death. She was discovered with major trauma to her face after being discovered this morning around 5 by a security guard. Local residents tell us they are horrified. We will hear from them and have the latest on the investigation from Miami Beach Police. That story is coming up in just 1 hour at 5 on CBS News Miami. On Miami Beach, Peter Dinch, CBS News Miami.
And right now, we are following new developments in the case of Courtney Cony, the OnlyFans model accused of stabbing her boyfriend to death. Her parents are accused of illegally accessing the boyfriend's laptop after his death. CBS News Miami's Anna McAllister has that report.
As Courtney Cony walked into court today with her hands cuffed, she was able to blow kisses towards her parents, Kim and Deborah, who became visibly emotional after seeing their daughter step into the courtroom. So far, Kim and Deborah's attorneys have been arguing about the definition of attorney-client privilege with the state. Kim and Deborah's defense team is hoping to get their case tossed out by the judge, while the state is trying to prove that the laptop was in fact unlawfully accessed. Courtney is currently facing a second-degree murder charge for stabbing her ex-boyfriend, Christian Abumseli, to death, but her attorneys argue that it was in self-defense. Now, court is still in session, but coming up at 5 o'clock, we're going to have the latest details on this case. But for now, reporting from criminal court in Miami, Anna McAllister, CBS News, Miami.
Always alerting, always tracking. This is Next Weather.
Taking a live look outside, a sunny and breezy day, just beautiful outside. Let's get right to next weather. Meteorologist Cindy Pressler. So how long does this stick around?
I think we're going to keep this all the way through the weekend.
Nice.
Yes, this pattern, it does not look like it's going to break down, so enjoy it. Get outside because, you know, in about 3 weeks, things are going to start changing as we go back to the rainy season. So this is what we're looking at, sunny, dry, taking that into the weekend. Below normal temperatures, highs in the lower 80s, which tomorrow the normal high goes up to 85 degrees. So we're going to enjoy some nice coolish type temperatures. Breezy again, though, by the weekend. So a little bit on the breezy side today, but it will become breezy to windy as we head into Saturday. So that's going to be a little bit of a change. High pressure, very dominant. That's going to sit right across northern Florida from the Gulf of Mexico to the Atlantic. Same thing that went on last week. We're kind of setting up in the same type of pattern. Dry air galore. That's going to continue to try to move in here. So we really don't see any moisture. Even at the surface, we just don't have it as well. Look at this. Dew points, the humidity levels nice and low. Stay that way Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Saturday creeps up a little bit, but still stays in that comfortable category, in that range. So this is the kind of stuff that we just love at this time of the year. And that's why we have a lot of events outside. A lot of folks are visiting us from other parts of the country. Beautiful temperatures every single day. 81 tomorrow, 82, 82, 83, up just slightly on Saturday, and then we're going to stay at about 82 degrees, and this is just incredible stuff. You got some stuff planned, go right ahead. Wind gusts today, highest gust I've seen so far has been 25 miles per hour out of the east-northeast, so those winds will die down tonight as they usually do, and then tomorrow afternoon around 5 o'clock you got some gusts again up to about 20 miles per hour. Easterly flow, and it's that easterly flow that will continue to bring in some clouds right along the coast. We have that today. You get a little bit inland, you don't have that cloud cover. Thursday again, you might find some gusts up to 20, possibly up to 25 miles per hour. That's pretty much the pattern that we're going to see the rest of the week. But because we've got the onshore flow, we have a rip current risk through Wednesday evening. So again, all the beaches along Broward down through Miami-Dade, and we also have a small craft advisory until 2 a.m. That's something to keep in mind as well. High pressure will continue to be dominant. That's going to keep the rain away, keep our weather absolutely perfect with highs in the lower 80s, overnight lows in the 70s.
Cindy, thank you. A South Florida man is mourning the loss of his father. He was killed in an overnight fire at a Southwest Miami-Dade home. Happened along 158th Terrace and 143rd Court. You can see thick smoke billowing into the air. Fire rescue rushed to the scene. Police say one person was killed inside that home.
I kind of knew what happened before it happened because they wouldn't tell me over the phone if he was okay, and I kept asking, is my father okay? They gave me no answer. It's the worst feeling in the world. But, you know, we all go through trials and tribulations, and I'm going to push through it.
The fire is under investigation. No word yet on what caused that fire. Former President Donald Trump back in court. It is day 6 of the former president's criminal hush money trial. Earlier today, a judge heard arguments over whether Trump violated a gag order. CBS News Miami's Michael George reports.
On the way into court, former President Trump blasted President Biden and college campus protests against the Israel Hamas war.
What's going on is a disgrace to our country, and it's all Biden's fault, and everybody knows it.
He made no mention of his criminal trial, where he's required to be as the 2024 presidential campaign marches on. In court Tuesday, Trump's comments about potential witnesses were the first order of business. Prosecutors say he violated the judge's gag order 10 times, including comments about his former fixer, Michael Cohen.
The entire opening statement time, both lawyers talked about Michael Cohen. So doesn't he have a right, Donald Trump, to talk about what went on in court?
Prosecutors then called David Pecker back to the stand. They're expected to ask the former National Enquirer publisher about a 2015 meeting he attended with Trump and Cohen, where they allegedly worked out a plan to conceal negative information regarding Trump's alleged sexual encounter with former adult film star Stormy Daniels. Prosecutors Monday called it a payoff to conceal election fraud. Trump's defense insists he didn't commit any crime and argued there's nothing wrong with trying to influence an election. It's called democracy. Trump has said he'll take the stand, but may not after the judge ruled prosecutors can question him about recent civil trials he's lost.
That really makes it a risky move, and one that I think he would likely only take if the prosecution's case just looks unbeatable.
The trial is expected to last at least 5 more weeks. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
She is no stranger to high-profile criminal cases. This morning, former Parkland Judge Elizabeth Shurer joined CBS News Miami's Betty Nguyen live in studio. We asked her about Trump's hush money trial, including the gag orders and the judicial process. We also asked her what she thought about the jury being seated so quickly.
I thought that this jury was going to take months to select. You have to be very wary in a case like this as a lawyer about people trying to get on the jury to sort of hijack the jury. In other words, somebody who says they can be fair and impartial, a person who says that they can, follow the law, listen to the facts, follow the rules as the judge tells them, but really has a hidden agenda. That as an attorney on this case would be my absolute biggest concern.
And you can see Judge Shurer's complete interview by going to our website, cbsmiami.com. Broward County's school board discussed the rollout of metal detectors across the district. The safety initiative will begin as a pilot program at 2 schools over the summer and then steadily scale up. CBS News Miami's Joan Murray explains.
At first, it was only going to be 10 schools. Now, every Broward high school is supposed to get metal detectors beginning next year. The Broward School Board directing the new superintendent to come up with enough money to be able to fund these metal detectors. Here's what the new superintendent had to say.
It takes a lot of planning. Luckily, we have some school districts that have already started this work, especially one right to the north of us, and they have large high schools too, so we can use them as a bellwether to actually go learn from them, see what some of their pain points were, see what some of the barriers were to their implementation, and utilize that knowledge to make sure we can do it right.
The total cost, $1.8 million. They will use current security to man these metal detectors. Still to come, a plan on what to do after someone is caught in the metal detector with a device they shouldn't have. I'm Joan Murray. Details at 5 on CBS Miami.
When we come back, campus protests expanded. A look at the demonstrations from coast to coast as pro-Palestinian students rally amid growing concerns over safety for Jewish students. Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. The Israel-Hamas war is leading to a growing number of demonstrations across college and university campuses in the U.S. It was a chaotic scene on the campus in Northern California yesterday. Police in riot gear clashed with pro-Palestinian protesters, and it was a similar scene at a New York university last night. Many Jewish students are expressing fear after incidents of anti-Semitism.
The issues that we are trying to address for Jewish students and other students are not about speech, they're about conduct.
President Biden has condemned the anti-Semitic comments directed towards Jewish students, but also added that he also condemned anyone who doesn't realize what Palestinians are going through. Jewish communities around the country are celebrating Passover this week, but many are worried of the potential threats against the occasion. CBS News Miami's Elizabeth Byro is in Cape Coral with the story.
At Temple Bethel in Lee County, the table is set for Seder, a festive meal of Passover that honors the history, the redemption of the Jewish people.
We were slaves in Egypt, and God took us out from oppression, from slavery, to bring us to Israel, the promised land.
Rabbi Nicole Luna told me in a time of heightened anti-Semitism, a time of war, there is a deeper meaning to the holiday. During Monday's celebration of the liberation of the Jewish people, a chair draped in a flag will sit empty, representing hostages in Israel.
And that is hard to celebrate a holiday of freedom when we know that we have brothers and sisters who are still in bondage, who are still under terrorist control.
Her heart thinks of Israel, while the FBI warns of domestic threats during Passover. Lee County Sheriff's Office has an observation tower parked outside the temple and told me they are in constant communication with the rabbis.
I didn't believe it would happen here.
Rabbi Yossi Lepkowski is still in shock from attacks on the Chabad Jewish Center of Cape Coral. These marks on the door are from bricks one man threw in March of 2023.
In every generation, there are people that want to destroy us, and God saves us from their hands.
Those words are read every Passover from the Haggadah. Rabbi Lepkowski told me threats won't overshadow the holiday.
We just encourage our brothers and sisters to take the time tonight and sit down with your family and enjoy the Seder, eat the matzah, and drink the 4 cups of wine.
And that was CBS News Miami's Elizabeth Byro reporting. That's the CBS News Miami Quickcast. I'm Naja Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami, and have a wonderful day.